What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Schoolboy to Superstar with Borussia Dortmund. Today we have Barcelona in the Champions League group stage. The Champions League's been going pretty well for us, but it's also been going well for Barcelona. I think they've dropped 2 points. I think they drew with Leicester. We only have our loss to Barcelona on our name, so we've been doing pretty well. We are guaranteed to go through to the next round of the group stage, but I want that first seed. And to do that, we have to beat Barcelona, because they're probably not going to lose their next match to Rangers. So we probably have to beat Barcelona here. A draw is not enough. They would still have the advantage. A win is huge. I mean, we saw last year what the difference between a 1 seed and a 2 seed was. Like, we've had the 2 seed before, and we got some tough draws. We had the 1 seed last year, and we got Olympiacos. So that's how big having the number 1 seed can be. So you can get a group team like that is pretty simple victory. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a win against Barcelona. In terms of the league, it's going pretty well. We are currently 7 points clear of Bayern Munich at the top. We have finally dropped points. We've only dropped 3, but it was such a frustrating game. Got completely FM'd. So let's look at the schedule. Since I last saw you for this Leicester match where we won 5-0, very good match, we continued on really good form. Beat Freiburg 5-1. Holland with a penalty, Moukoko with a brace, Nianzou with a goal, Nico with a goal. Just, completely blowing them out. And we did it again against Hanover the next match, a 4-0 win. Moukoko with another brace, Zagadou with a brace, so that's pretty cool to see. Zagadou coming in and getting a couple goals. He has a pretty decent goal score. He's 6'5", so he should be really good from corners. And we continued the dominance in the next match against Rangers, 5-1. And we scored a goal, then they actually got one back, and it got a little nervy. But we then went and... Oh, no, we were 2-0 up at that point. So they got 3-0 up at that point. Dang. Yeah, we were 3-0 up, and then they finally got one back. So it was... Yeah, this game was never that questionable. There was the other Rangers match that got a little bit nervy. This one was pretty much always in our hands. Pretty comfortably smashed them 5-1. Then Cologne smashed us 3-0. And at the point they scored their second goal, let me look at my notes here. They had .14 XG, and they were beating us 2-0. They had 2 shots on target, and they had .14 XG and beat us 2-0, or beating us 2-0. Then they got another one after we pushed a lot of men forward. In the 87th minute, they scored a third. We dominated them. Let's look at their XG. Did they have any close to 3? No, they had .95 XG on the match. Not even 1. They probably deserved 1 goal. They got 3. We deserved 2 goals. We got none. 2 XG to 1 XG, basically. And we got completely FM'd. 18 shots to their 7. 8 shots on target to their 6. Everything they touched went in, and Moukoko and Holland had a terrible game. Cherki had a terrible game. Berkey had a terrible game. Berkey always has a couple of those stinkers every season. He just completely falls apart in some games. If this was a normal save, I would definitely be looking for a new goalkeeper, because he is not it. But, I mean, I think the fact our defense is so well makes him look better than he is, but he's done all right for us, other than that match. But then we just kept on smashing people after that. That was just kind of a blip on the radar. Got completely FM'd, but we were still really good. Beat Ingolstadt in the DFB Pokal second round, 4-0. A lot of rotation. Sebastian Gomez getting his first goal for the club. Luca Netz getting his first goal for the club. So that was cool to see. Then went back to the Bundesliga and beat Union Berlin 4-0. They did have a sending off, but we were already up 3-0 at that point. We actually did nothing in the first half, and I got on the team's butt about it. And we scored 4 goals in the second half. Moukoko scoring almost immediately after halftime. An own goal, an Erling Haaland goal, and an Erling Haaland penalty. Then beat Rangers 6-1. So, yeah, I think Rangers are out of it, but this is the game that went a little bit nervy. We scored in the 5th minute. And I thought, oh, here we go. We're going to just smash them. And then they scored in the 10th minute. And it was 1-1. And I got a little nervous. And then we smashed them 6-1. Including 1 goal after a sending off by Eduardo Camavinga for 2 yellows. Moukoko scoring the 87th minute to give us the 6th. So we scored after the sending off. They didn't. We were just the much better team. I thought it would be that case going into the match. And it definitely was. Then we had a little bit more tough of a match against RB Leipzig. They're a very good team, so a 1-0 isn't the worst result. Erling Haaland in the 70th minute. Reina got a little bit of a knock during this match, but he's back for this match. We are going to be without Camavinga because of that sending off against Rangers. He's not going to be available for Barcelona. That is a huge blow because Camavinga is so important to this team. I think Chan is going to be a decent replacement, but Camavinga is huge. And he showed it in this 7-0 thrashing of Wolfsburg. And they were like 5th in the table at that point. They're currently 8th. They were like, I think they were like 5th in the table, and we smashed them 7-0. Just an absolute domination. Moukoko getting a hat trick. Erling Haaland getting a brace. Sancho and Papetti getting goals. Yeah, it was just Moukoko and Haaland both on 10s. Our 2 strikers on 10 average ratings. Unbelievable. I've never seen 2 strikers both have a 10 before. So, yeah, that was a good match. I was a little bit worried, too, because we didn't play all that well versus Leipzig, and Wolfsburg were right up there with Leipzig in terms of the league table, so apparently being at home makes a difference. From 1-0 to 7-0. But now we have Barcelona. They're first in the group. Like I said, I think they drew points with Leicester. Yeah, they drew with Leicester 0-0. So they've dropped 2 points, but they're still top of the table. A draw does nothing for us. They'd have to lose to Rangers, and that's not going to happen. Or draw with Rangers, and that's probably not going to happen. The early game they played against them, they beat them 5-3, which allowing 3 goals to Rangers isn't great, but they scored 5 goals against them. We beat them 5-1 and 6-1, so I'm not going to rely on Rangers to help us win this group. We need to do it right here, right now. Beat Barcelona, then beat Leicester, and we get top of the group. This is the most important one, though. If we don't win this match, the top is gone. We don't have any chance. So we have to win today. So the squad I'm putting out, Berkey's going to get the start in net. He's not been playing well. He's had a couple of good games in a row, but I mean, we smashed a team 7-0 and 1-0. But yeah, he has that 6.2 in there, which I definitely find him for. Meunier gets to start at right back. Papetti and Nianzou have been our in-form partnership in center back position. Papetti is actually growing a little bit, so that's really good to see because he has not grown in a while. So to see him developing is pretty good. At how old is he now? 21 years old. So I didn't know if he'd develop any more than he had. I thought he'd hit his cap, but apparently he's still got a little bit left. Nianzou's been playing really well, 7.4 in his last 5. No bad games in there. So he's getting the start over Zagadou and over Nnamdi Khan, who has not been playing particularly well. He's had an injury, though, so he's got a little bit of a reason to keep him out. Calafiori gets the start at left back. He has been magnificent. Calafiori has been one of the best players on the team in this last little run. 7.74 in his last 5, including a, 9.2 average rating at fullback. That is hard to do. Calafiori is on fire, so he's getting the start over Guerrero. Chan getting the start because of the suspension to Camavinga. So Chan comes in at defensive midfield. Bellingham and Reina at center mid. Sancho at right wing. Haaland and Moukoko up top. Haaland, he's just insane. 8.18 in our last 5. 22 goals on the season. Moukoko has actually been right up there with him. He scored 14 goals in like 2 months. So that's pretty dang good. It's like 8, 9, 10 matches. And he scored 14 goals. Yeah, he's a little good. So Moukoko's been on fire. Haaland's been on fire. Obviously coming off 10 ratings. So if we can have any sort of performance kind of like that, I mean, we are at home. So if we have any performance like that Wolfsburg match, we should definitely win this match. I know Barcelona are a lot better than Wolfsburg, but I still think we have a good chance. I'm going to say we owe Barcelona after what happened in our last match. Go out there and get revenge. Good response from the team. Sancho's motivated now. Everyone's motivated. Haaland, not even seeming motivated. He is motivated. That is great to see. Both teams come into this one in good form. How do you rate your chances ahead of kickoff? They're a very good team, and we're going to relish the challenge of keeping our good form going while putting a dent in their aspirations. Absolutely. Eduardo Camavinga is suspended. How big of an absence will he be today? Eduardo is hard to replace, and that's putting it lightly. He's been magnificent. He's been the best defensive midfielder I've used in this game. I've even had him in some other saves, just some personal saves, and I think I had him for Manchester United, and he wasn't as good. He's been so much better than I've ever had him be in this save. He's getting a 7 in every match. And I've struggled to get ratings like that from defensive midfielders. You can see our goal difference over Barcelona. They have a +5. We have a +12. So if we can just get equal on points with Barcelona, we will be going through top of the group. So that gives us an advantage. I don't think there's any way we get. I mean, I guess if we draw our last game against Leicester and they win, if we win this match, and okay, there's a way we can get equal on points, but first we need to worry about beating Barcelona. Then we can worry about beating Leicester. I mean, I think we can beat Leicester. We played pretty well against them last time, but you never know. They're an English team. English teams are always unpredictable. So we have to worry about Barcelona first. It's been a pretty nothing match so far. Nianzou with a header that goes just over the crossbar. It looks like it tipped the top of the crossbar. No real great chances for either side. Dest is going to get this from a long goal kick. Dest is pretty good. I mean, I think he's going to be better in FM22. I've used him a little bit, and he just doesn't really grow. Like, he doesn't seem to have the potential in this game. Even if he's playing a lot and playing well, he doesn't grow. So hopefully he'll be better in FM22. As they have their best chance of the game, a couple shots that get blocked in the box. It's been pretty even, though. Both pretty much on the same amount of shots, same amount of shots on target. We've been slightly better. They've had the possession lead, but we've had a little bit better chances in terms of XG. Again, we're on pace with each other. Every shot that one has, the other has. Every shot on target one has, the other team has. This could be destined for a 0-0. But I don't want that. 0-0 doesn't help us. They need to lose to Rangers if we finish this 0-0. We need to win. I'm going to say I'm not happy. Not happy. That is not good enough. We need to win this match. They brought on Griezmann for Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati absolutely destroyed us in their last match, so I'm okay seeing him going off. I mean, Griezmann's not a bad replacement, but Ansu Fati absolutely ripped us a new one. Sancho is kind of through on goal. He's at a tough angle, though. Pulls it just wide. Good chance there. Pretty decent shot, considering the angle he was at. Couldn't quite get it on target, but I think even if he did, the keeper had that. Petty heading this one down to Emre Can. It stinks that we were without Camavinga. Maybe I should have taken him off after he got his yellow, but we haven't gotten a second yellow in a long time. That's literally the worst match for it to happen, because the game was over, and he just gets sent off, and he misses the biggest game of the season. Unfortunate. Reyna's through on goal. Always. Gio-freaking Reyna. The only one over a 7, and that's not even counting this goal yet, I don't think. I think the 7.2 is before this goal is counted. He always plays well. He always has a ridiculous number of key passes. He's at the middle of everything we do. Not the biggest in terms of goal scoring. Obviously, that's a good one there. He's only his 3rd goal of the season, though. But he's not the biggest goal scorer, but he must work a lot, too, because he's always tired. Yeah, he went up from a 7.2 to a 7.8. But he is always the first one to be tired. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have too bad of stamina or anything. Let's look at his stamina. 16 stamina, 18 work rate. So I think he just works his butt off. And he gets tired. But, I mean, his work rate, his passing ability, his corner ability, even though I think that one's offside, or it might be a foul on the goalkeeper, or something in there. It's not going to count. Let's see what it is. If it's a foul, yeah. Foul on the goalkeeper, I'm assuming, or a foul on one of their players in the box. The goal is disallowed. That's freaking unlucky, but 1-0, still have the lead. Still look to be a pretty strong game from us today. Defensively, they've had a couple of decent chances, but nothing clear-cut, really. As we have a 3-on-2, and Sancho's through on goal, but a nice save by their goalkeeper. To deny Sancho will be a 2-0 lead. It is still Ter Stegen in goal, so Ter Stegen with a good save. Our goalkeepers are both having a pretty good match. Reyna is already tired. No one else is even close. Well, Bellingham's pretty close. Our midfielders definitely run more than any position on our team. But I think I'm going to take Bellingham off for Nico. Chan, I might bring him off for Delaney, even though he's the sole reason we lost that last Barcelona match. So maybe that's not a good call. Yeah, I think if I'm going to play him for any game, or not play him for any game, it's going to be this one. So I think I'm going to hold off on Delaney. Chan's done all right. I haven't seen him make any huge mistakes, as they have their best chance of the game so far. A Griezmann free header at the back post, but he hits the crossbar and it goes over. This has still been a really even match. We've had more shots. We've had one more shot on target. We have the XG advantage. They've had the possession. This is very close. This is a very close match. So what can I do to make sure we win this now? Obviously, 87th minute, we need time waste. In terms of subs, might take Moukoko off. Haaland has done nothing this game. He's lucky Gio Reyna popped up with that goal, or otherwise I'd be very upset with Erling Haaland for not showing up in another big game. He seems to fall away at every single big game we have. He just disappears. Doesn't even have bad big matches or anything like that. He might even have good big matches. Relishes big matches. Green consistency. World-class player. But he seems to almost always disappear in the big games. What change do I need? I think I'm going to take one of these strikers off. It's probably going to be Moukoko. Bring a winger on to help Calafiori out a little bit. Move Calafiori back to support. Cherky, I guess, is going to be the one to come on. Lukanets can also play left mid. I could do that to bring on a little bit more defensive player. Bring him on a left mid as a winger. Double up on that side. Who do they have on that side? Is that Messi's on that side? So yeah, I think I definitely want to do that. Let's confirm those changes. Bring on Lukanets. Lukanets and Calafiori. Both just don't let Messi get past you. He's on the right side currently, their left side. And Nico's through on goal, but a nice block by the Barcelona defender. 89th minute. Whoops, didn't mean to click that. One sub left in our pocket. A lot of tired players, including Calafiori, but we don't have another left back on the bench. We could move Nets and then bring in Cherky, but I'm pretty happy having both two defensive players down that wing. Especially if Messi's there. Maybe I take Sancho off, get some fresh legs on the right-hand side. Who's got the higher work rate, Demir or Cherky? 12 and 14. 9. Okay. Neither are great, but I guess it's going to be Demir. Yeah. I don't see any other change. I mean, I could bring on a center back. But where would I take a player off? Just take off Sancho and bring on a center back? Just leave no one on the right wing? I don't know if that's a good idea. I think I'm just going to bring on Demir. Can he play the little bit deeper role? No. Play him on support. Bring the wing Mezzalas back to support. Chan can play on defend. Move our fullbacks back to defend. Don't get forward. And I think I already have the time wasting, so let's just hopefully see these last 4 minutes out. We've made 4 changes. Tell the team to focus. Looks like we're going to see the match out, and we have. We have beaten Barcelona to put ourselves top of the Champions League group stage. Top of our group. Huge win. Absolutely huge win. Well done, lads. That was a good win. Nothing special. We didn't play particularly well. Gio Reyna just carried us. But we are top of the group with that win. 12 points from 5 matches. Barcelona on 10 points from 5 matches. That draw with Leicester is huge. So now we just need to beat Leicester. Beat or draw Leicester. Draw's fine. Because we have the goal difference advantage. And we're head-to-head is equal. I don't think... Does it go down to goals between head-to-head? I don't know if it does or not. Because they have more... They had a 2-goal advantage on us. We only got a 1-goal advantage on them. I don't know if it goes to that or if it goes to goal difference first. I think it's goal difference. So I think we're fine. Just draw or win against Leicester, and I think we're through. Top of the group. Good win. We get $3 million for it. Reyna shines. Of course he does. 9 key passes. Oh, what? It feels like you're very keen to praise players after a good performance. Don't you feel that's a bit unnecessary? No. I'm glad you think you can do better. I just want to let you know I was happy with your performance. I'd play a lot better if you just let me get on with it. Okay. I guess I praise him too much. 9.31 miles covered. 9 key passes. 1 goal. 8.4 rating. Gio Reyna, best player on the team. Second best. Haaland is pretty ridiculous. Gio Reyna, second best player on the team. Behind Erling Haaland. That's pretty awesome to see as an American guy. Terms of when we'll come back. It's probably going to be for the Champions League knockout. I mean, the league is going well. I don't see a huge reason to come back for any of these matches. I mean, Bayern Munich is our next match. Pretty unfortunate run here to go from Rangers to Leipzig to Wolfsburg to Barcelona to Bayern Munich to Leicester. Gladbach, they're 10th. Hoffenheim 4th. So no bad teams in there. We just had a pretty easy stretch. And a little bit of time we had off. Nuremberg, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Leicester, Freiburg, Hanover. Cologne are good. Obviously, they beat us 3-0, but they're not that good. Ingolstadt, Berlin. So we had a pretty decent run in there. So we'll have another easy run coming up in a little bit. But this is the hard part of the season. But yeah, I think I'll come back for the Champions League first knockout round. When does that draw on? I mean, it's going to be after this last group stage match, so we're not going to see it today, but we'll see. You'll see who we've got in the first knockout round when we come back. If you made it this far, why don't you... Actually, no, wait. Before we get to the end of it, I wanted to show you one other thing. We have made a signing. If you go to our transfers, most of these names you should know. I think I've already gone over. Samuel Mafoni, a good center back option from Argentina, 6 foot. Jose Manuel Chan, we've had for a while. Stjepic, we've had for a while. Mario Ramirez, I think I showed you. Buzic, we've had for a while. But the new one is Aaron Carbajal from Club America. It says he's a fullback or a center back, but I think he's a DM because he's 5'10" with 7 jumping reach. So he's definitely not a center back. But he also has 5 dribbling. So I definitely don't think he's a fullback. Especially that left fullback is the attacking fullback on our team. So that's definitely not Aaron Carbajal. But I think he's a ball-winning midfielder. He could do everything he needs to do at a ball-winning midfielder decently well. He's got some decent physicals, pretty good technicals, really good mentals. 17 decisions for a ball-winning midfielder is really nice. 86 recommendation, one of the highest of all the players we have scouted. Literally 5-star potential, 4.5 yellow stars with a half white star of potential. Compared to like Jason Yao, you see there's 3.5 yellow stars with 1 star of white potential. He is about as high potential as you can get. So I had to bring him in. It was a pretty cheap deal. Say how much it was. 13.5 raising to 15 million. So not a whole lot of money for us, at least. We've got hundreds and hundreds of millions in the bank. So yeah, pretty good price for him. And I think another Mexican player. We've got a couple different Mexican players here, so he should be able to settle into the team pretty well. I think he's got good adaptability. Yeah, fairly adaptable when it comes to living in another country. He is a little bit inconsistent, but that's something we can maybe work out of him. As he gets more game time, maybe he'll lose that inconsistency. But yeah, I think he'll be a good signing. Just turned 18 as well. So, yeah, I'm happy with Aaron Carbajal. Wait, no. Yeah, he just turned 18 not very long ago. So yeah, I'm very happy with him. He should be a good signing. But that's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.